Well, welcome back to Weather Nation. We continue our winter coverage of a major winter storm moving up the Atlantic seaboard, making its way on up into the New England area is a big-time low pressure center that has caused quite a bit of snow and some really high winds. Blizzard conditions now for New England.
Yeah, and this continues. The storm is pulling away slowly but surely, but still some blizzard warnings remain in effect, at least through midnight, for instance, into parts of Long Island as well. That's Seaside Heights, New Jersey. You can see a lot of blowing and drifting snow as well. And we are joined by one of the supervisors here just outside of New York City into Oyster Bay, New York, right on Long Island, Mr. Saladino. And thank you so much, Joseph, for your time. Can it kind of set the stage? What have you seen so far in terms of any of the weather hazards so far today?
It has been a harrowing day. We have seen a tremendous amount of snow, a very high gusts of wind, including up to 60 miles per hour. Large snow drifts, a lot of cars sliding out. Our plows began yesterday at approximately 11 p.m. where we were pre-treating our roads, sand and salt. We also had our plow process began today. So after treating with sand and salt for quite a few hours, we went to plowing. We have 290 pieces of equipment on the road, about 180 personnel. And we have continued to get through this storm, and we're still plowing. We still have a long way to go. And basically, what's very important is that our residents throughout the country must get their cars off the road. When our plows are going through, especially in highly or densely populated areas, if the car is in front of the house, the guys just can't do an efficient job in plowing the snow. So if they get their cars into the driveway, even park them on the front lawn if they have to, but out of the roads, that's tremendously helpful. In the event of a more disastrous situation like a fire, we ask residents to please shovel around fire hydrants. They can be buried in drifts of snow and make it very difficult when precious moments count. That's important as well. So we're taking all the precautions. We're dealing with special situations, someone who has to get out for dialysis, someone who has to get out for emergencies. And we have about 800 lane miles, more than that, almost 850 lane miles of roadway in the town of Oyster Bay that we're responsible for, with the third largest township in America. It's quite a bit. But by morning, we expect to have the vast majority of our roads cleared and be ready for the early morning commute.
And we were also wondering about power outages, too, because we were concerned about the wind. From your knowledge in your surrounding area, how have the outages been electricity-wise?
We have not seen a large number of power outages in the town of Oyster Bay, but they have been reported throughout Long Island. I believe we heard this morning, we were at the press conference with the Governor Andrew Cuomo. There were at that point over 1,000 power outages, and they were dealing with it appropriately. And many of them are due to a branch breaking a wire, breaking a main trunk line. And so when you get that up and running, they're back and going. That's not we have a separate power company here on Long Island, so they have been very busy as well. But we're assisting our other municipalities. We have intermunicipal agreements where they buy sand and salt and fuel from the town, and that brings down the unit cost to everyone. So we're protecting the taxpayers' wallets as well as their safety.
Joseph Saladino, one of the town supervisors there at Oyster Bay, New York. Thank you so much for your time, by the way, and best of luck getting through the rest of the storm, of which David's still tracking heavy snow.
Good information there. And yeah, the snow is beginning to pull out from the south and west to the north and east, finally beginning to shut off down into the Delmarva and then move northeastward with the low pressure center itself. Still some snow, but ending in Philadelphia, back over into New York City. Long Island still picking up some of the heavier snow at the moment, but there's only a couple more hours of it there, and then that too will end pretty quickly from the southwest, so a couple more inches possible there. Where we have more likely is going to be the eastern sections of Massachusetts, back into Maine actually, and eastern sections of Vermont, New Hampshire still underneath some of the heavier snow bands there for a while longer. You can see it's just now coming into Bangor and some of those places in northern Maine. We're going to keep you up to date with Weather Nation. Major winter storm still winding up, moving through New England. We'll be right back.